Welcome along. It is round three. We are in a dark Watkins Glen for qualifying. Looking on track, so I'm with Morris Booton there for a second. So yeah, welcome along. Round three. Going to be very interesting. It is 60 minutes around, of course, the most amazing, well, one of the most amazing American track, Watkins Glen. It's very, very tough track here. Very, very technical and very easy to bin it, especially through the bus stop where they're all going at the minute. Well, expecting good things tonight. We have a grid, it looks like, of 34 drivers this evening. An epic race last week in Silverstone for the 90 minutes of Silverstone. So, looking to see can the guys top that with some amazing racing here this evening. Of course, there is 3 different splits here as well. That is separated by the colours. And should make for fun racing, although some splits are stronger than others. Also as well with this, there is different championships as well, so overall position may not actually be where they finish as well, you know. So even if someone finishes 15th, it could be second or third in their split as well, depending on their split. So a lot to play for our drivers here this evening, and I'm really hoping that we get some good battles and fun racing, as it is quite tough, especially with such a pack grid, to get a good clean lap in as on Friday in that absolutely stunning looking GTR with the Repsol livery out there as well. I love to see the fact that people are using the BOP quite well. So it's just to show off the BOP here to see. I'll return to garage for a minute, go to timetables there. So you've got the BMW there minus 3 kilos. It's 8 kilos on the McLaren. 7 kilos added to the Nissan. So the Nissan's no slouch here. 2 kilos to the 296. Minus 3 again to the BMW. 12 kilos onto the Aston Martin. Obviously quite a strong car. 15 kilos to the Lambo round here as well. Minus 32 kilos is for the Bentley. 7 kilos again, as I say, to the Nissan. 2 kilos to the Ferrari. 6 kilos to the Porsche. So it balanced out slightly, not a major difference here, but a difference nonetheless, as we're yet to see any laps in anger. So I'm going to jump on to see, has anybody started yet, as Reshank is only coming out of the pits now. Slav and Go only coming out as well by the looks of it there, getting out of the way. So JH Mystery sets the first lap at 1:43.992. Then Usmanov at 1:48. Pryor goes in. Pavlov at 1:44. So they're all starting to come in slowly but surely. And of course, the first lap they're probably still only getting their tyres up to temperature also. So at the minute here, now this is a very technical track. Joe, I'm going to jump on with the big bottle himself, Aaron Holloway, as he's going around. He'll be starting a lap now in a second. We're going to do a full on board lap with him and just kind of discuss what way to go. Into turn 1 here, you're normally either second or third gear, and you can use an awful lot of carb on the exit, but just keep the wheels slightly over that white line and it is fine for track limits. So what I'm going to do here, so this is the passenger camera here. So you know what I might do? Can I do it here? Right, let's go back to the way I should have it, which is there. Am I going to do a full on board lap? That's just me messing around. So now this is going to be the first hot lap from Aaron Holloway. So we're going to stay on board here, and I'm just going to lower down the volume a bit so you can hear me. So going into turn 2, about 200 to go on to it there, so 200 meters out. He's kept it in third though, gets on the power a bit early, and there you can see you can run nice and wide there, and it's still within the track limits. And now it's absolutely flat out down to the bus stop now. You normally break in around the 300 meter mark if you're braking a bit later. So let's see what Aaron does. Does he stay straight to the left down here? Does he try and carry a bit more speed to the right? He goes straight to the left. I'm sure there might be a bit more speed there from, but at the 300 meter board he should be hard on the brakes. Cut that a little bit, cut it again. Back on the power now. You can hold the power throughout here. And now it's all about throttle control and getting on the power a bit early. Should stamp on it now. And it's flat out here down to the left hander. It's normally about a second or third gear corner, depending on how stable you need to get the car. He's kept it on towards you. Once you see that ambulance, he should be able to go flat on the throttle. Bit of hesitation there from Aaron this time round. And then he gets hard down. It's normally about a second gear corner, but he's holding it in third gear for some reason. Which I'm surprised that he's gone a little bit wide. That's going to slow him down slightly on the exit. That wasn't the ideal line to that corner, but normally right on the 200 metre board, you're onto the brakes here now. And then here he is going up into the next corner. Second gear, and be careful. You need to push the car as hard as you can, as close to that wall on the exit, carry as much speed. This corner, some people taking him fifth, some people taking him fourth. He's done a big lift there, gets a little bit sideways, took too much curb, run a bit wide. And unfortunately for him, he's after invalidating this lap here. So while he's invalidated, let's jump on with a driver who's about to set a lap. Let's have a look. So we're going to jump on with John Wilson. Let's see what John can do there. Different car as well, on with BMW. So the BMW here, of course, is getting a lighter bop. No pressure, John Wilson. So on with the Wilsons, and yeah, nice. He's getting a tiny slight bit of a toe. Probably won't feel too much there. And at 300 metre board, oh, he's gone a bit too late on it, but he's made it work. Hard on the brakes though, so he's probably he's gone too fast in and too slow out with that corner. I think that's after hurting him there a bit. But he does very well there with the throttle. He could have carried probably a bit more speed as well. You can see he left a bit more room to the left. And that's not bad at all. He gets a nice exit there as well. So he actually took that corner not too bad there. Now will he drop it into second there and keep tight to the apex? He has indeed. Away he goes now. So will he go for the 200 metre board this time round? He does indeed. He's after getting that done beautifully. Oh, he's got a bit of understeer there now this time round on this one. But he is now grand. He's took that beautifully there on the exit. He just needs to get this corner right. You need to be on the power and push as close to that wall without hitting it. Carry as much speed out the corner down to the line there. And for Mr. Wilson, it is up a little bit of a position there as well, up into 10th position. So well done to him. That's what we like to see. Oh, much Slavin going out. So Slavin there as well in the Porsche. Flying along. Phenomenal job there. Again, up into 18th position he goes. So let's see who else out there. Scioto's out there as well. I'll get the names wrong. Aaron's back in the pits there. Vogster is out there. So we'll do another on-board lap in a few minutes with some of the drivers. Jumping on with our boy Nathan Moore, and I'm just going to leave that be for a minute. And I will be back. I'm just going to have a minute there to get a drink. So unfortunately he's back in the pits there as I got my drink. On now with Usmanov. Up a little bit of time. Up in front of JS Mystery is pushing on here. 1:43.660, but he's on a lap here. He's up a bit of time. Oh, he's carrying great speed on the flashers. Unfortunately for him, though, he is behind a little bit of traffic here now. But he's carrying quite a bit of extra time here. He's up about 3/10 at the minute. Beautifully done. He was a bit hesitant on the throttle there and has lost about a tenth, but he's still up about 1.5 tenths. As you can see there, slight lift back on. He's carried as much speed as you dare through that corner. Lovely exit, fourth gear exit as well. Unbelievable stuff from JS. He's after pulling back a 10, so there's definitely still more time in the table as he does a 1:43.392 there, guys. That's an amazing lap. Fair play to him. Look at the Nissan up in 6th. Get in there. Samuel Mbuga, the absolute legend. And the Nissan's up a slight bit of time here. We'll come back to that. And the Nissan actually holds the fastest second sector at the minute as well. So he is the fastest second sector, while JS Mystery holds the fastest first and... Or sorry, second and third. Actually, it's the Nissan that holds the fastest first sector. So the Nissan's obviously an absolute demon in the straights there. He has the fastest sector by at least a tenth of a second in sector 1 there. So very, very interesting. And then obviously the Porsche being the absolute demon that it is through corners there, carries back that. Yeah, like the Nissan's about 6/10 off in the second sector and about half a second off in the third. So that makes sense. He's about a second off at the minute. But let's see what Mbuga can do. I do love that dash as well on the Nissan. And it sounds absolutely awesome, doesn't it? You cannot go wrong with that. So Mbuga up to the line. He's going to improve. That's going to put him into about 4th position. No. Bit of time lost there. It must have been invalidated just at the second last corner. Right, so who else is on a hot one? Pavlov is actually up a bit of time. They might be a little bit too far off second, but now there's only 0.043 of a second between Bhutan and Pavlov. So that's going to develop quite nicely. On now a Porsche. Who's in a BMW. Oh, massive understeer now. That's going to ruin his lap. We're going to go on with Turshov as he is only after starting his lap there. This is Audrey Taruchev. I'll try to get the name right. Lovely stuff with Audrey there. She's currently, or he is sitting in 26th position. I'm not sure if it's she or he. Cambio. Andrew. Right, so that's invalidated there. Chris Polycott, a guy we do know, up about 0.3 of a second at the minute. Typical Chris Polycott style, has the indicator on, bluffing already. Up into P26 he goes at the minute, and I'm sure he's a bit more time to find as well. Where's the bottle himself? Aaron Holloway sitting in P10 at the minute and is actually up a bit of time as well. So we'll stay on with the bottle. I think he might need to drop a gear. The car just sounds a little bit flat on the exit of the corner there, but he's doing a great job. Up into P5 now he goes. Andrei Batek had a bit of a moment. What happened carrying too much speed? So coming, oh, I just carried too much speed, ran wide, clipped the grass, and that's enough there. It's happened to the best of us when you're doing hot laps. You just carry too much speed there, get greedy, and it absolutely chews you up. Fabio Gallimani up about a tenth of a second there, so close enough to jumping up into P8. Let me see who else. Where is Adam Friday doing a great job in P24. That Nissan obviously quite nice. Of course, Adam is not used to that car as well. He just changes his car every season because why not? That's the joys of having a bop. Porkashav's gone fast. It's the 143.120 on the Macca. Now that is a nice lap. JS is going to have to get back to work. Back on now with Fabio. He is up about a tenth of a second, close to a tenth and a half. Coming around the last corner here, you need to really push it out to the line. He's lost on the exit. Still might improve a little bit personally, but no, just doesn't improve. That's quite unlucky for him. Jumping on down further, let's see at the back. So in last position currently, and not set an official time, and still hasn't because it's an invalidated lap. So we come back to him. We're going to go on with G Toretto. Giuseppe Toretto in Porsche Motorsport. Then we see Sweeney a little bit ahead for Nomads. Chris Polycott started the lap as well. So let's see what Chris can do. Actually, quite a few people on laps now. Mr. Stephen Wilson as well in his beautiful looking new livery. Driving around there. And this will be a starting of a lap for him as he's invalidated. Which he'll be annoyed over, but can still do something about it. Jayash on a starting a new lap. Morris Boutin is now just started a new lap. And for Morris, he's in the green at the minute. Dropping down though. I think he needs to get himself a bit of a tow. Bugalia in the Porsche there. So for Marco, for Mr. Apex Racing, he is sitting in P5 at the minute. Aaron Holloway's dropped down to P7 now. With Fargo jumping ahead of Aaron as well. We will see what happens as this continues. We have 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. If they're out on track now, they might have time to get a lap in. As he clipped the bit of curb there. He's not going to gain time now, but does have one more chance. So JS Mystery has one more bite of the cherry. Boutin does have one more bite of the cherry. And Marco Bugalia, that's his qualifying over as it is for Virgo, Holloway, Pryor. Porsche, who's on pole, thinks he can't get any more out of the car. And Buga has another chance for a lap as well. So there's quite a few of these people, if they fueled enough, can get another lap in. I think I'll be jumping on Jayesh for his final go at it. And let's see what Jayesh can do. Can he nick pole off Porchikov? Which I'll ruin his name, so sorry, buddy. Down further, we've got Lena Shelby there. Oh, runs a little bit wide. Still has another chance to go again, just about. See Sweeney up a massive amount of time at the minute. Now, he is a bit off the pace, so this is nice to see for Craig. A nice bit of improvement on this, and a beautiful looking livery as well for Craig. Up about 8 tenths at the second. A lovely exit. Can he reach the second mark? Just about improves by a second. Up into P27 he goes. He does improve by exactly a second there. So fair play to him. We're going to jump on now with JS Mystery as we jump on board now. And let's just enjoy the noise of this. And let's see, can he improve? It's looking like he's not going to improve here at the minute. He's down about a tenth and a half on his fastest lap. As you see, it's really, really close between all these at the minute. Rajesh is after pulling back a bit of time, but ran a little bit too wide there. It's do or die now with him. It's super close, but I don't think he's going to get it. Oh, he might personally improve by like a minor, minuscule amount. No, that's it for him. No improvement. Although, slight improvement there, just not enough. Andre Batek finished as well. I think that's everybody finished their lap now. So Pork Chop takes pole position. Wow. That was unbelievable. Fair play. Fair play. What else can you say there to that? So once we get into the race server, I'm going to run through all the drivers as we do from first to last. And should be quite interesting. Although I might go last to first this time around. Just for something different. Yeah, I think I might do that. I might go last to first. So I'll wait for that to load up. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal qualifying session. 20 minutes, more than enough time for the guys to wet their teeth for this 60-minute race. And it should be quite interesting to see what happens. Also, don't forget we do have our F1 League. It is currently on a Tuesday night, but for the new season, for season 4, it's going to be on Monday nights. We're going to be running sprint races. It's cross-platform as well, so it's going to be 2 sprint races with 2 different tracks for each sprint. So one sprint could be in Austria, the next sprint could be in Bahrain. We're mixing it up nicely for the next season. I'm moving to Monday night as well for that. So if you're looking for some F1 action, it is cross-play, whether you're racing on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. We've got you covered with that one there. Give us a shout if you're interested in racing in with that. We're trying to get maximum of 3 splits going for that. And of course, there'll be International Paddock. I've been doing comms on it, and I might be making a comeback to comms in Formula 1 myself as well. We'll see how things go. And then on Wednesdays, of course, we have our Wednesday F1 racing or ACC Racing League, which is 1 server at the minute. We will not go to 2 unless there was at least 70, 80 drivers. And starting, I'm aiming for literally now the very end of this month. The iRacing's going ahead. We are going to be going on iRacing. I'm going to be using mostly free tracks. There might be one paid track near the end of the season, and it's going to be GT86s, and it is also going to be the Mazda MX-5. So it's going to be a mixed split iRacing. It's free entry as well, which you don't really see too often in iRacing. I'm covering the cost of the league on iRacing, and obviously all the tracks. We're doing that ourselves. So if you're into iRacing and if you want to just have a bit of fun, we are the place to go for that because it's free entry. It's not going to cost you, the driver, a penny, and it should be quite fun, to be fair. So let me have a now look here now. So I'm just going to get the drone ready, and we go through all of course, the grid. G Scoto, thanks for the work you do. Go, go, go. I cannot wait for the race this evening, and I hope you have a ball. So I'm going to slow this down here, and I'm going to try and get this ready here. So bear with me 1 sec while I try to get this done. Nope, it's not worked out the way I planned at all. Bear with me now. Right, let's try this one more time, because I need to have the names, because I'm brutal for not having the names prepared. So F7, do the same thing again. Sorry about this. As you can tell, I'm absolutely brilliant at all this crack. Whoa, that's after flying away. Slow down, Tommy. Right, so we go backwards. So in the last slots, we have Renshank and Grevschmal. So 34rd and 33rd. I'm going to bring the camera down a bit. Then we have next, we've got Bosch there and Toretto next on the grid. I'm going to bring the camera down as we do this. Then we have Reinhardt and then Cassel next. That's going to be an interesting battle, how that one goes. Next on the grid, we have Sweeney. No, we don't. We have Cashel and Sweeney. I do apologize. Next. Then we have Friday and it looks like Chris Polycott next there. Then we have Shelby and Volkov next. Then next we have Bartolucci and Andy Polycott there. Doing a phenomenal job, lads. Very well done to use. Then next we have A Polycott, or sorry, Usmanov and Wilson next. And of course, I'm going to ruin everyone's names. Then we have Nathan Warren and S Go next. Then we have, it looks like John Wilson, and it looks like C. Krzyzewski next. Krzyzewski. Then we have T. Dunn, and then Mr. G. Sciotto next. Then we have Fabio Gallimani and A. Otto. And now the top 10. In P10, we have S. Pryor in that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful F1 inspired Aston Martin. P9, we've Aaron Holloway in the beautiful classic F1 inspired Williams Porsche. Then in P8, we have M. Verguau in that very beautiful Ferrari 296. Then Andre Batek, the man, the myth, the legend, in the Red Bull inspired BMW. Then P6, it is not a joke. We have a Nissan GTR in P6. SM Buga, absolutely epic. Fair play to you. P5, then we have M. Bugalia. Two very similar names, which I will probably ruin. Now, the second row of the grid, P4, we've got K. Pavlov and then Morris Booton in P3. These guys have been neck and neck all season. This is going to be great fun between these two. And then, of course, the front row, we have the Supercharged Motorsport driver JS Mystery, and then of course A. Porkashov in that McLaren. And you know what? I want to give him a little shout out because that is a very, very, very neat looking livery. And sponsored obviously by accsetups.au. That's a really neat looking livery. If he ever wants other liveries, he can give us a shout. And of course, the livery I've made for our beautiful team as well. So this is going to be a great one, guys. Lovely sized grid this evening. Less than 28 seconds before we get going. As you hear, they're starting their engines now and getting ready for the short formation lap for the roll and start here. So let's enjoy this. And don't forget, Aaron Holloway has bottled his last race. Also, if you just have a look there, guys, just to give you a shout, one more time, there is a bop. See where it says the 1 beside the race number? That means it's one mandatory pit stop. And of course, as always, we only do for fuel. It's mandatory only for fuel, but the joys of that being as well, there's no time limit on the amount of fuel that you need to take. So you can splash and dash if you'd like. You can change tyres if you like. That's absolutely all up to you. But as we're coming around here, I'm going to go to the helicam because Watkins Glen can be either spectacular where everyone makes it around. I have my legs, arms, fingers crossed, everything crossed, that they all make it at least the first lap without any incident, because we know going through turn 1 can be quite tough, especially turn 2 and turn 3. Then down to the bus stop, it could all go astray as well. So fingers are crossed, legs are crossed, and arms are crossed for this one. And we are away. So RG Pasco has actually lost out on the start to JS Mystery. JS Mystery has took the lead at the minute. Although look at that there. Straight around the outside goes Parsgrove. Although JS Mystery gets a better drive and has the inside line now going up side by side. JS though is seeming to pull ahead slightly, but he's going to give the toe to Parsgrove as well. Right behind it, looks like everybody's got through except for C. Polycott. He's had a little bit of a moment. Let's go back and see what happened with Polycott there. Oh, he just got caught out by the other car taking the line. He was just offline there. That was quite unlucky for him. But he'll get back into that luckily enough. It's early on in the race. JH Mystery looks like he's held it on though to P1. As in P2 very close is Porskov. Putin though has held it on. Or Putin has held on to P3 with Pavlov P4. Bugulia in P5 and Ambuga up to P6, and Porskov has got by JS then on the exit of that corner, and it looks like he's got that sorted, and JS now is on the catch-up gain. So for half a lap, JS had took the lead, and unfortunately he's dropped it back now. Porshkov is now back in the lead. Fabio Gallimani's up. It looks like, oh, that's Giotto. What has happened, Giotto, there? Oh, he's just got his braking absolutely wrong, and he's clipped the grass. The good news is for him, it wasn't massive damage, and he can kind of get going straight away once the track is clear. But yeah, that was quite unlucky for him. But now at least he's back going. Otto now. Oh, wow, a bit of touching there. Otto has got by Aaron Holloway, then it's Pryor, Gillespie. Oh, and Buga. What has happened there? Okay, there's been a bit of a moment. Let's go back 30 seconds and helicam this. So, Buga there. He's done fine. Was it the curve? Got him? No. Oh, he got Bateked. So Batek had then hit him. And we're just waiting to see, does he get going? No, there's another car then. Had a bit of a moment. So Buga done the right thing. He just let all the cars go by and got back going. Wow. Okay, there's been another incident. Let's go back 15 seconds. He's going very slow. Oh my god, on the racing line. Okay, there's going to be a few incidents to be looking at by the looks of it after this race. Interesting. So we do have a few people in the pits now. And let's get back to the racing there. So quite eventful. Not the start I was hoping for. And Bartolucci now. Oh my god. Guys, I'm doing replays of what's happening because so much is happening. And we're missing out. So I'm with Bartolucci here now. Oh, there was an incident with the Porsche behind and the McLaren, and boom. So that looked like the McLaren of Porkshov. Porkshov had a bit of an issue there, but was back going. JH Mystery's down to third as well, so I don't know what's happened there. Although it looks like Zico Zespi's in the pits, that's why. So JH Mystery is about a second off there. I don't know what happened with the back markers there. That's been absolutely massively eventful, but back going. Bartolucci back going. And on Friday is going. Oh, that's, do you know what that is? Bartolucci is a teammate of Porkshov in the exact same looking livery. Okay, so it was a back marker incident that time. I do apologise for that. And on Friday's gotten through all that there. Morris Boutin, P3 still. Pavlov P4, Brigada P5. Of course then Otto P6, Batek P7. And I'm sure the stewards will be having a good look at what has happened there after the race, because that was huge. Aaron Holloway now up to P8. Pryor P9. In that beautiful looking Aston Martin. It's great to see someone still giving that car some love. And a great job done on that. And away he goes in P9. Usmanov then holds out to P10. A few people out of position now behind, obviously with the incidents as well there. Fast lap is with Pavlov at the minute at 1:45.265. And we're only 5 minutes into this and there's already been a ton of action. Some of it wanted, some of it not wanted. But as you see there now, from P18 back a bit of a train forming from P17. And the pit window is open. So let's have a look at how they're going here. Right, so back on with Pavlov and Boutin. These two are literally half a second off each other where they qualified, and there really is not much between these at all. Porkshov's after pulling about 1.5 seconds now on JH Mystery. Whether JH is maybe holding back a bit, For the sake of their tyres, I'm not sure. I'm sure we will find out. Looking back further there, stop and go 30 seconds for 697 there. So 697 is D Volkov, and a stop go 30 for Chris Polycott as well. So say Volkov might be giving up a day after that stop go 30. He left the pits and has given himself a massive stop go 30 there. Okay, and away we go. Jay Smith, you're doing a good job there. I'm going to jump on with Batek's fighting Otto. Batek needs to get his braking under control there, and he can't be carrying in too much speed and doing what he done on the unfortunate Mbuga there. Mbuga done nothing wrong, and unfortunately it was just a passenger when getting rear-ended. And Pryor is putting the pressure on Aaron Holloway as well. So Pryor is starting to put the pressure on as Varguau looks like they're after getting by out. Shelby there as well. There's battles all through the field here at the minute there. And then we have Nathan Warren with Cassale and Andy Polycott then right behind as well. That battle's about 1.3 seconds splitting these three drivers. Behind them, Esh Renshank is a bit of a cork in a bottle. They've got Torartsinov, Reinhardt, Jay Wilson, Esco right behind as well. And there's about 2 seconds covering this train of 5 cars. And the difference in BOP as well is very interesting to see top speeds. Some beautiful looking liveries out there as well. And then behind that you've got in 22nd S Wilson with C Sweeney and Mbuga is going for the move here. That Nissan is a beast in a straight line. Has the inside line. And that's 1 position back for him. He's on the move up. And lucky for him, he is doing what he needs to do. Then going further there, so Kozespi 3 laps down is back going. So fair play to him. And looks like we have a yellow flag of Renshak. What's happened here now? In that BMW, and a bit of damage there as well. Oh, he's ran wide by himself. Oh, no. That was super unlucky, but he'd only himself to blame there, unfortunately, for that one. It's kind of hard to swallow, that is. And Aaron Holloway now up into P7. He's doing a decent job as well, holding off Otto and Pryor. Obviously, Otto might have had a moment. Otto did start a little bit higher than that. Oh, Otto goes a bit wide there as well. That might be a track cut unless he lets off the throttle a bit. But if he does, he's going to end up giving that position to the Aston Martin. So he might have took a bit of a cut there for that one. On now, Andy Polycott doing a lovely job out there. I'm now on board with Andy Polycott. He's taking it nice and steady. He's thinking about the long game. He's thinking about surviving is exactly what he's thinking of there. And doing a lovely job. He's putting the pressure on. He's super close now to Cassell. Will Polycott get the move done? Not this time around, but he's right there. He's literally waiting for a move. He has the pace. I can say the same for his teammate, race gang, Nathan Warren. Nathan, I love the fact that he drives that Bentley as well, and hard on the brakes, goes on the inside, but not this time around. He's definitely going to get by the Lambo, but it looks for pace-wise. It's just a matter of time there. And Ambuga's making money moves there. Now open to P21. And Mr. Wilson is next. I can't see Wilson putting on too much of a fight here. Of course, Ambuga will be a little bit keen to get back up and get a few positions done as Wilson goes a bit wide there. Back on track. That's probably a bit of a cut there. But Boog is going to keep it going while I'm talking there. JH Mystery now is down to 3 seconds off. That looked like, no, it wasn't. Look, a car went off massively behind. But Morris Bhutan still holding up P4 at the minute. And Boogly P5. Batex P6. His best friend Aaron P7. But for how long? Otto is absolutely piling on that pressure. And will Aaron crack? That is the question. And now, while that's happening there, I'm going to jump back though, because nice little battle here. Wilson, Sciotto, and Tershnov, less than a half a second covering the three of these. Wilson goes up the inside. Lovely move. The Porsche trying to cut back, but Wilson's going to hang it on the outside and has the inside line now for the next corner, can dictate that. And the inside line is optimal because you can really push on the exit. Look at that. Tershnov goes up the inside then of Sciotto. And just has to be let off there with that one because Sciotto had to let out of it. Reinhardt then is right on these now as well, less than half a second away. Looking further on now, Polycott and Warren in a bit of a battle of their own. Warren though might have the goals this time around, but we know that Lamborghini's super fast in a straight line as well. So let's see now what Nathan can do here in that Bentley. He definitely has the run on him here. He's entitled to that inside line and entitled to it he is because the driver realises that, and that is Nathan Warren through. Shelby drops down one position and Nathan's teammate Andy Polycott then is next. And Andy will be absolutely keen as well to get the finger and get it done there as the Lambo looks like ran very wide and might have clipped the wall. And that'll be very, very promising now as well for Andy, seeing that bit of pressure there. I'm going to jump back on here because Slav Go is having an epic battle here with Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson though does have to give in and let Slaven back by. But look at this Ambigulia in the Nissan is right there. This Nissan under his hands this evening seems to be super competitive there. And our boy Anam as well doing a phenomenal job in P25. Both Nissans are really pushing forward here. As looks like can't say that name properly. I had a moment, that's where he lost the two positions then. I was wondering because he was in that three-way fight. So that makes a bit of sense now. Now, as this gets back going, so we've got Castle and he has a train. He's got Slav Go, Jay Wilson, Mbuga, Wilson, Sciotto and Reinhardt right behind. And the car is somebody pushing too wide. Oh my god. Slav Go ends up hitting the back of Cashel. Cashel now into the pits. Trying to jump on now with Otto as well. Otto is looking for a move on Aaron Holloway. Aaron Holloway just hasn't covered this time around. Otto had to let out that one there. Aaron doing a great job defending there. Otto is absolutely piling that pressure on Andy Polycott though. Side by side, helicam we go. Helicam's crazy to find out what's happening. Polycott gets out with that one there. He does the right thing. He didn't have the inside line. He's waiting to fight another day. He obviously has the pace here this evening to get the move done. He just needs to be patient and make the move happen. Again, that Lamborghini looking very, very, very wide. I'd be very wary about doing that because it's very easy to get track cuts there. I'd be very, very, very careful about that there. So Karshale and then Turtazev is in the pits there as well at present. Sciotto is looking to race now with Slav Go. Giuseppe doing a good job there, of course. Is about a tenth or so off. Looking back up further, Otto and Pryor now are still stuck behind Aaron Holloway. Aaron Holloway might have got a taste of the rear wing, but Aaron's gone into the pits there. And of course, it's real life rules there. They have to use the full line going into the pits. Anyone trying to cut across last minute will be getting a penalty, and that will be scrutinised. Even if it's not reported, we'll be checking over that there. And especially on the pit exit as well, because we don't want people just cutting straight out of the pits and blocking somebody. It's never nice to see driving like that, so we want everything driving by proper rules in that perspective there. Prior though, in the Aston Martin, it's an absolute train. Just doesn't have the drive on that Porsche, it seems, at present. So Andy Podicott now is up into P14, and is he going to make it P13? He's side by side, doesn't have the inside line though. He needs to force his way into that inside line. Otherwise, he's going to stay forever frustrated, and it looks like Shelby seems to have him covered at the minute in terms of defence there with that one. Back on now is Sciotto, and he is doing as much as he can do with Slavengo right there. Pryor and Usmanov are still fighting away behind. Our race leader is 4.3 seconds now ahead of JS Mystery as well. Back forward now, it's kind of spread out a little bit there now. But you do see there that there is a few people who pitted and don't need to stop again. Obviously Wilson finishing off his, and Buga finishing off his. He can go to the end. And Buga's actually not massively far off Aaron Holloway. You're talking, well, no, you are. You're talking quite a bit of time actually. When you look that there is a lap nearly in it with them. But that's the difference of position at the minute. So Pryor and Otto still at it. Although Pryor's dropped off a little bit this time round in the RS Motorsports Aston Martin. Of course, that can absolutely change. So 41.5 minutes still to go in this one here. It's been quite an eventful one. Andy Podicott though, again, he needs to stop taking that inside line. He needs to, or sorry, the outside line. He needs to force that inside line. He needs to force an error from El Shelby. And behind the Sciotto, it's the same thing, too far back. The Porsche seems to have a very, very, very good run here. But getting the job done for now. And on Friday, and Tershedov swapping positions, but I think that's just due to the pits. And on Friday leaving the pits, so that's fair enough. Up further, it looks like Bhutan done enough there at the minute. He's 3.5 seconds clear now of Pavlov. So Morris is feeling quite comfortable in his BMW, and he seems to be extracting good pace out of it as well. And he is about 6.6 seconds off JS Mystery. So the top three are covered by about 11.8 seconds at the minute. Obviously that could change later on, depends on pit stop strategies. Some may have underfuel, some may just do a splash and dash. Even some may dare do tyres. It really, really, really all depends. Now, looking down further, El Shelby. Lena doing a good job, Alina. Still holding off. Oh, I didn't hold off Podicott that time. We've missed that overtake. Jesus, Andy. Let's see, do I have a replay of that one there? 13 and 33. As I say that. Andy runs wide. A bit of door tapping, was there? No, I think Andy then just ran wide, but Andy has got by. Must have been down on the run, and so fair play to him. Got the job done. He's forced what I was saying he needs to do, which is to get by and move forward. Now, with all that fighting with Shelby, he's actually after dropping about 5 seconds now to his teammate Nathan Warren in the number 27 Bentley ahead there as well. So he did lose about 5 seconds with that bit of a battle, but now he's released himself into clean air. He's already pulled 1.1 seconds on L. Shelby. So doing a very strong drive, I have to say, there for Mr. Polycott, and improving upon every race he enters. I know he's quite an active driver as well in other leagues, so fair play to him. Stuart Pryor now in P8, still looking to try and catch up with Otto, but Otto seems to have pulled away slightly there, so Pryor might just have to hold up for a while there with that. Batek P6, but of course Stewards will be looking at that incident afterwards, so he might be P6 by the end, but it all depends. Vorster down in P28, having a decent go of it now. He's not lapping too far off the pace. His best lap of 148.285. Grevjamal, Mark Grevjamal there, 148.720 was actually his fastest lap last lap, so he's starting to get into the swing of things now. Of course, doesn't have to pit again. Bartolucci doing a good job for Team SPX. They'll keep going to the end as well. That's what I love about them boys. Stuart Pryor though, still looking for a way boy. I think he's going to start getting frustrated soon. Looking up now. Actually going to look back now because Shelby is starting to pull back in on Polycott. Interesting. And then Vergo is starting to get close enough to Gallimani. Although 991 Grauschmal is in the pits. Did something happen, Grauschmal, that we missed? Oh, he had a bit of an off and has pulled into the pit, so he must have had an issue somewhere. God knows what. Vergo is really catching on to Gallimani here, so both in the same car as well. So Vergo about half a second off Gallimani now. I'm wondering if Gallimani just struggling a little bit, although shouldn't be struggling too much as it's only 36 minutes remaining, so not even halfway yet. The tyres should still be healthy enough for everybody. They kind of get that dead feeling after about 35 minutes to 40 minutes or so, but then they grain off again and come back to life for a second lease of life. And Vergo has got the job done, as we've seen there. And they're going to jump on with Pryor. He's about half a second off. Shelby still trying to pull in on Andy, but Andy now is starting to pull away again. Maybe Andy was just having a lap or two of a lost in concentration, or maybe deciding what he should do for his pit stop, and you could have the MFD up while doing so. And starting to pull back out as Giotto is now leaving the pits. And that's Giuseppe's pit stop done. So let's see what Giuseppe can do there. Looking at Aaron Holloway in P18 at the minute, of course, every car ahead of him is yet to pit. So very interesting there. I'm sure 696 might wait to the last lap or the last few minutes before he needs to flash in. That looks like one of the back markers then out of the way. And of course, JS Mystery is 5.4 seconds off this. Gotta say, she's a stunner, that livery. Causes a real shine and a glare on the cameras. Stuart Pryor now, it looks like this is a better run from this time around. He is on the outside line though, but he does have the pace, but still has to give way to that inside line, although he doesn't this time. And what a move by Pryor. He absolutely put his trust into Otto. Otto thought better of that there. Stewart was given that everything there, so that was a great move there. And great driving from Otto as well. You got to tip your hat to both drivers there. Into the bus stop like that. It's not easy not to come together when you're trying to defend. Although, had a bit of a moment. Flashes on by Otto. Otto sensed a little bit out of him. Although hoping that the panic could come in and there'll be a bit of a snap oversteer moment then when he's correcting it. But phenomenal stuff. That's Reinhardt in the pit there now as well. On now, I see Cresespi still going as well. I'm loving to see these drivers that, even though they've had a bad start, they're sticking with it. And I absolutely commend the guys for that. I absolutely love it. Reinhardt still in the pits, P19 now. And it looks like we have Sweeney in the pits. Cashell's had a bit of a moment. Go back 15. Oh no, it's too late at that stage. 15 seconds. I think I should have it there. That was very unlucky there. 83 and 22. No, it's not up. That was very, very unlucky there for him. But Cashel is back going anyway. God damn, that was unlucky. And we have Reinhardt going nice and slow. Is that him coming out of the pits? It is. So this is something I'm so happy to see here. He's coming out of the pits. He's seen boys racing. He's not going to cut across that. Do you know what? I commend him for that, because some people just go so eager out of the pits, and in Watkins Glen it could be a disaster. He's getting out of the way of the guys as he's getting up to speed. Fair play to Stefan Reinhardt. Tip my hat to you, mate. Honestly, I'm absolutely loving to see that. Todd Brown, how are you doing, you beautiful animal? Hope you're doing well. Back up now, Pryor, Jesus Manoff right behind him as well. So Otto here now has two cars looking for a piece of his ass to get by. Up in the lead, so the best lap so far in these cold conditions of 9 degrees. A 143.595 from Porkshov in P1 and a 143.845 from JS Mystery. Although Porkshov had a bit of a yellow moment, that's just going into the pits though. So he's decided to pit now. JS has stayed out. JS will probably wait until the last 5 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes to get that pit stop done. So this will be interesting to see how long does Porkshov stop for. You would expect fuel-wise not too long. Otto's after having a bit of a moment, so we're actually going to jump on with Otto to see what's happened to him. So Otto, and he was by himself it looks like. Oh, he lost the rear. That is tough going there from him. But he will survive to go another day. Luckily it happened so close to the pits as well. Back on though, as I was stating, with Porkshov, he stops. He's doing full tyre change. He doesn't need to. It's not mandatory. So I'm wondering, is this... Wow. Very, very interesting. Few people have changed for tyres. Others have definitely fixed damage from the start race. I'm shocked with that. The leader has changed for tyres. So JS Mystery needs to rely on, can he stay reasonably quick on older tyres, and he could snip the win here by a difference of strategy. Oh my god, that's super interesting. Didn't expect that, I'm not going to lie, out of the race leader. Morris Boutin, of course, now in P2, Pavlov in P3, and Bulga in P4. Andy Podicott now is up to P10 as well. He's about 9 seconds off Nathan Moore, so Nathan's obviously just really set now and is doing a great job. Andy Podicott, I want to honestly give him such a big shout. He's doing a great race here this evening, showing some very good pace in that in the Ferrari. So well done, Mr. Podicott, genuinely well done. I also want to give my boy Adam Friday a massive shout in the Nissan, in the Datsun. P24. The thing's a demon in a straight line, but I'd say it's an absolute handful. Listen to that car. It's this thing. I have to say the livery absolutely suits the car also. Yeah, that's a beautiful sound out of that car. And of course the other Nissan there, Van Buga, the pink Silla. Nicely done, nicely done. Aaron Holloway in the Williams inspired livery by myself is up into P15 now. Of course, being a British driver, Williams fan, the Nigel Mansell inspired livery, as we have JS Mystery leaving the pits, then Usmanov, then Vargo's in the pits, and then where is Porkchef? Porkchop has come out ahead of JS Mystery by not too much. JS Mystery 2 seconds faster in the pits, so both of them changed tyres. JS now only 0.9 off Porkchop. Oh, Slaven Go is after having a Slaven stop there. What's happened to him? Coming down, looks like into P1, goes too wide. Oh my god. How did he not hit Aaron there? Oh my god. But fair play to him, he's got going again. And yeah, he will have quite a bit of damage on the rear of that car. He will probably want to get into the pits and fix it this lap. The fact that he still needs the pits as well kind of goes in his favour a little bit, but he still will be losing quite a bit of time. Speaking of which, JS Mystery only half a second off the race leader, so somehow has gained nearly 6 or 5.5 seconds. So 2 of them where I would say obviously being in the pits, and then 3 is down, I think, to being stuck in traffic after that pit stop there. Wow, Pavlov is now in the pits as well there. So Shelby, then it looks like JS has dropped back a little bit now. Back on now, Pavlov coming out of the pits. I think he done a splash and dash 15-second stop. That's enough for him. Morris Boutin now leading the race at the minute, of course. Still yet to pit. Pavlov has come out of the pits. Where will Pavlov be though? Does Pavlov stay ahead of Porkchop? Did Pavlov just jump to 2 leaders? It looks like Pavlov has jumped Porkchop and Mystery from not pitting and is now leading essentially after pit stops. Interesting, although he has the guys right behind now. This could spice things up, especially being on all the tyres. But you know what? Why not go for it? Why not give that a go? I'm going to stay on with Pablo because he has Porkchop and Mystery on his tail. These 3 split by a second. That's what it looks like in his rear wing. He is on all the tyres. You can see the difference there. The grip difference is massive. Oh, that's close. This is phenomenal. Inside line though, it looks like for Porkchop into the next corner. Oh no, it's not, it's the outside line. JS then right up there as well, but look at the grip difference there. Holds the inside line again, so he's doing a great defensive race. JS though looking for the inside of Porkchop. They've come together. Porkchop didn't see JS there. And now Pavlov has pulled a bit away there. Wow. So let's just go back 30 seconds. Let's look at that again to be sure. So JS is coming up. We're going. No. JS is right there. And I'm going to look at it from Porkchop's point of view. So JS had the opportunity to go on the inside. Yeah. Unfortunately, the radar should have showed, but these things happen when you're racing this close and for the lead like that. Sometimes they can happen. Obviously never intended by anyone. Wow, that's really changed it up. So Pavlov now is 3.1 seconds clear JF Mystery and Porkchop. Be minimal enough damage on both cars there, but they are on new tyres. So they should come back to Pavlov fairly fast if you ask me. But let's see how it goes. It looks like Borster's had a bit of a moment there and has got back going. He's run wide and is back out there going. Adam Friday though is having a legit race now. He's about 0.7 off Tarashstev. And of course fighting for position as they pitted. Jay Wilson is still yet to pit running in P10. And then Batek Bagala, I think Fabio, Nathan, Andy on P6. These guys super impressive. Going to be interesting to see where they come out after the race. And Boutin is still leading this race. He must be loving sitting there in first position. Cars will be getting out of the way quite nicely as well. As Polycott has let Pavlov through. Of course, it's not Andy's race. So Andy doesn't need to lose too much time to these guys. He's not going to be blue flagged because he is essentially racing on position. So he does not have to yield. That's the one thing. Andy can fight that if he wants to fight it. Or he can decide not to fight, not lose time. and go it there. Although Andy, I'm honestly so impressed here this evening. I really and truly am. JS though sitting with Porsche behind Usmanov and Shelby. Usmanov looks like he's got up the inside of Shelby. Shelby though is trying to come back at Usmanov. Shelby's going to try and jump for the inside line. Usmanov though just has enough done. Has kept his car in the middle as well. Oh, Shelby nearly lost every bit of braking he had hitting the grass. That could have been a bit of an incident, but luckily enough for him, had enough grip. And look at this now. You've got Porchelov and JS all over the back of Polycop, also fighting each other as well. They're side by side. These are getting their hands out, or their elbows out, should I say, a bit much now. I don't know whether that's due to the first incident or not, but definitely getting a bit spicy between these guys. And Porchelov is actually starting to flash and get a bit frustrated. Polycott doesn't have to move either, so Polycott's being genuinely nice here and letting him by, and I'm sure he might do the same then for JS Mystery as it goes. But at the minute now, Polycott does not have to move out of the way. Polycott stays ahead. So, 17.5 minutes. Does Morris Booton pit now, or does he just enjoy it all the way until he has to pit? What would you do in this situation? Morris there getting by the back markers. He's 13.8 seconds clear of Marco Bagala. Then he is an extra 13 seconds clear of Andre Batek. Fabio Gallimani 10 seconds behind Batek. Nathan Moran 8 seconds behind him. And Pavlov 9.9 seconds, but Pavlov is pitted. Porkshov right with Pavlov now. I did say this had happened. They'd get close. Porkshov though is getting by Pavlov, it seems, having the inside line, both in the same equipment, although Pavlov has better overspeed, but grip is what matters there, and Pavlov done the right thing, didn't overfight that one there, and has got by. Now Jayash is going to have to try and get by him next, as it is getting quite close there with that. Phenomenal driving from Porkshore and from, oh, as I say that, let's go back. Wow. So, oh, dang, Porkshove is going to probably be seeing the stewards now due to that. That was super unlucky there. So that was, I think, 888 that was ended by him. Who is 888? Oh, Bartolucci in last position. Wow. Yeah, that'll be looked at by the stewards as well after, of course, any incident that happens here. I have the software running as we speak. Not as many incidents as you would expect from the craziness. There's less than most other races, to be fair, which is nice to see. And of course, a lot of them will be just door taps that don't need to be looked at. But of course, for the ones that do need to be looked at, that's why we run that there. So even if someone decides not to report it, it will still be looked at and assessed by the team. So John Wilson sitting in P10, obviously still has yet to pit, doing a great job. Pavlov just ahead of him. I think Pavlov is going to suffer a little bit now for not changing tyres. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, Chris Tedder tried something like this as well, and unfortunately just didn't have the pace to run out or to win the race, and unfortunately lost it. But then again, he's absolutely right, and at the time he said it, and he was right at the time as well. He'd nothing to lose by trying it, everything to gain. And that's why I love to see all these different strategies like this. Jayesh is still there with Porkshov. Morris still doing a great job out front. Borster just after having a bit of a moment. So that is the bottler ahead of him there. And it looks like Schlavin go behind, and he's just lost it by himself. Every day's a learning day in these races. And it looks like there you got the braking slightly wrong, was on the dirty part of the track at that stage there, and it's just always going to induce understeer there. And I just seen there was a massive amount of marbles there as well. And yeah, once these tires get dirty, I know myself, it's quite hard to get that front grip back in. You need to get that graining off it. Oh, was that a good save? I'm assuming that looked like a good save because he didn't absolutely mangle himself going through the bus stop. Let's have a look, because the bus stop can send you to Narnia. Oh, what a save. Honestly, if he keeps that going, fair play to him. Normally people would end up literally in Narnia there. So Gresham, phenomenal save, mate. Well done, Mark. So Andre Batek is now coming out of the pits. He is behind his best friend Aaron Holloway. So how long was Batek stopped for? He was only stopped for 13 seconds. He didn't opt for tyres. Aaron Holloway stopped for 13 seconds, dead on also. Did anyone stop for less? 8 seconds for Giotto. Did anyone stop less? No. 8 seconds has been the fastest pit stop this race. JS still fighting away. Jay Wilson still looking for a way by Pav. And JS Wilson still has yet to pit, so he's 100% running out of tyres also. Obviously, I know they are out of sync in terms that Pavlov has done his pit stop, but this is great stuff to show that John Wilson is actually on pace with someone, you know, that qualified ahead of him. He's doing a great job for that as well. So I'm sure that's going to build up his confidence. I would expect him to beat Aaron Holloway by 5 laps next race out. No pressure, Mr. Wilson. As we are now down into 17 minutes, about 12 minutes left of the pit window. Giotto, Otto and Shelby having a battle for 15th, 16th and 17th. Every time they run wide, I know it looks like they're completely off track, but it's so close to being in the track limits. Haven't seen any other thing. Nathan Warren has decided to jump in the pits now. Fair play, Nathan. Let's see, does he do tyres or not? As there is going on, JS Mystery still fighting, Wilson still fighting, and on Friday and Casale now for 23rd and 22nd. And I'm getting a right lease of life here. Has the indicator still on? He's looking for a way by giving the indicator saying, get out of my way, mate. It's not working there for him at the minute. But Nathan Warren is already out of pits. That was a splash and dash I've ever seen. 10 seconds for Nathan. Smart move. Comes back out in 12th ahead of Vergo as well. Nathan Warren's making those moves this evening. Looking then at statistics, Nathan Warren's up at 6 positions. So Nathan's doing a phenomenal job there. Let's see, does Andy Polycott do a tiny splash and dash of a few seconds and try and make up that difference there? Jay Smith 5th. Oh, as I speak of Andy Polycott, he's had a yellow flag moment. What's happened, mate? I've been praising him all race long. What happens? Oh, he gets rear-ended by Wilson, so that was not his doing. That was unfortunate. Sorry, it wasn't Wilson. I do apologise. Oh, unlucky, Andy. Of course, Jordan will look after that, but that's lost Andy a few, at least 5-6 seconds at the very least, and then whatever in damage. Oh, that's super unlucky there. So JS is still fighting with Pork Show. Wilson, 0.8 off from him. Otto, Giotto and Buga is now involved in this. And Buga's done a great recovery when you think about what he got murdered and was bang last earlier on in this race. And of course he's down 12 positions. He started up in 6th position, so his recovery has been phenomenal. You can only imagine there was probably a P4, maybe a P5 in there from other than obviously what happened there. So that's been super unlucky for him, but he's had some great racing throughout this. And another, that's a backmarker overtake there, gets the job done. And on Friday, 0.2 of a second off in the other Nissan. Look at the speed of that thing. No wonder the Nissan has a bop. And he has to give that one up that time round. On with El Shelby. Shelby is under massive pressure. That Nissan has huge speed there from him. That is Ambuga, but Ambuga, it's not for position on track. Or actually, it was up to P15. He goes racing back. Oh my god, that's a name I've not seen in a while. Stacey, I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. I hope you're doing very well. And hopefully yourself and the wife are had a ball as much as we all did on Paddy's Day. Oh, as a Porsche behind gets a little bit out of control. And Tierto is back on Garage Mall. Gets out of the way to let people by. Let's have a look at what happened to Tierto. A lot of the guys are just running wide and hurting themselves this evening, it seems. And I'm going to assume the same thing cuts the grass on the exit. Oh no, it was that bump. Oh, he was only... Oh, that was great avoidance there. That was massively unlucky there for him. But he will keep that going anyway and get those points. Going to jump back on as the replay. Just about to jump back into the main race. Boom, there we go. 0.2 of a second now. Shiato and Shelby. Let's see what happens there. James Mystery 1.2 seconds off Porkshaw. Galamani. Bulgaria. Bhutan. And it looks like Jay Wilson are all yet to pit. Let's see how they do afterwards. Where's my... Andy Polycott, P18. Let's see what happens there. Shelby, side by side, it looks like with not with Ambuga. Shiotto and Shelby, sorry. Oh, nice one, Shiotto. Brilliant. Stacey, you're working till midnight, mate. That's unlucky. That is unlucky. Well, I hope you're doing well, though, honestly. I do hope you're doing very well. It's good to see you in chatting away. So Morris Booton will need to get in the pits in the next 6 minutes. Bugalia the same and Galamani. Also, Jay Wilson having a good race. Just needs to get in there also. Get it done and kind of bite the bullet. And that is it then in this. We have lost 4 cars. One got a stop-go 30 and decided it wasn't worth it, which I can kind of understand, but obviously there's points in the splits here as well, so he would have lost out on points regardless. Batek under the stewards is the news this evening after his incident. Now McLaren's just being polite and letting people by now at this stage. Doesn't want to get involved. Fabio Galamani for Team SPX. Hopefully we'll get in the pits soon as well. 5 minutes left to go. Bugalia is now in the pits. He's off to the pit now. Be interesting to see where he filters out in all of this one. And then for Morris Bhutan, that'll be interesting for him to see kind of where he's going to filter out. Although it does depend on how long they're stopped for. Seems to be stop. A splash and dash hasn't been properly done. I've not seen one that was like only a few seconds. It's 8 seconds being the fastest so far. And there we go. Beaten, just as I say, 5 seconds from Bugalia. So that was a great job from him. Biggest gain in position so far is between Reinhardt, which is on track at the minute. Fabio Galamani's with 10, but then again he has to pit, so that's probably going to change. Oh, Jay Wilson is in the pits now as well, so it's only Bhutan and Galamani that need to pit. So how long will it be until they pit? Jayesh Mystery sticking behind Porkshav, and I think Mystery kind of knows now at this stage that Porkshav will probably be reviewed for a few incidents that he has been involved in, so he just needs to stick within a few seconds. hoping that even the minimal of 5 seconds is added on. As Wilson leaves, I'm sure that was about a 5 second as well. Yeah, absolutely on the button. On the button. And looks like Go in the pits. Cassel is in the pits and Vorster is in the pits. So they might have not done their mandatory stop if they stopped at the start when there was that bit of an incident. So that is why they would be pitting now. So I'm assuming Bhutan must come in this lap. He'll be pushing it down another lap. 3 minutes left on that pit window. Oh, Gallimani in the pits, so it is only Maurice Bhutan that needs to pit. Maurice needs to get it done this lap, otherwise he could find himself, or another lap, worst case, or he finds himself down with a hefty time penalty. In game, of course. And then Giuseppe out in P18. Pryor looking for a little last lap battle, I would assume, or Batek. He's pulling in Batek at a rate of knots now. He's about 0.6 of a second, 0.5 of a second there. Look at the difference in pace through the corners, and that will be down to changing tyres, not changing tyres. That is the difference. You're just left literally begging for mercy near the end of a race. As I was saying, we learned that with poor old Heather back in the day. So Morris, I'm assuming, should pop in the pits now. He's staying out. Oh, Morris, you are popping this so fine. May. He got 15 seconds spare to get into his pit box. I don't know if that was worth it, Morris. I really don't know if that was worth it. So Batek is out anyway. And away he goes in P9 now as Pryor does get by there. Massive difference in pace there. Look at that gap already. 1.3 seconds. Fresh tyres absolutely keeping him going alive there. Sciatto, Andy Polycott is ahead. Sciatto though is doing his best to get by. Sciatto only splashing that, as did Polycott actually. So interesting to see. Cashel has just got by Go as well. It all comes down to this for Bhutan. Porkshov now is about 2.6 seconds clear of JH Mystery. Morris, this is the one I'm really interested on. What's Morris going to be able to do? Will he be able to get out of the pits in time if he has a spin now? See, this is the thing I don't like about leaving it this late. If you have an incident, if somebody else impedes you or spins you, that could be the difference of leaving it to the last second and possibly getting a huge time penalty. He needs to come in this lap now. He cannot wait any longer. This is huge, and now he's going for the pits. Will he have timed it just right? He's carried a little bit too much speed. Oh my god. Will it have counted or not? Pit window is now closed. The only good thing is that he's in the pits. Oh. I'm terrified to look. I'm actually terrified to look for him. As Park Show now comes down the main straight. JH Mystery in second. Bhutan was stopped for 6 seconds. And is back out. And is still leading the race. Has this been a masterclass? He's 6 seconds clear as Porkshav. 4 minutes to go. Morris Bhutan could have pulled off one of the greatest strategies I've ever seen. And as nervous as I was for him, on that lap going into the pits. I was super unsure whether I was being counted or not. It seems to be counted. Morris Button just needs to keep his head together. He needs to be not losing too much time. 5.5 seconds between him and Porkshov. 3 minutes and 45 seconds depending on the lap. Possibly another 2 laps in this. He needs to be able to hold off Porkshov. Morris Button could be finding himself with a massively popular race win. Absolutely brilliant. Five seconds between him and Porkshov. We'll keep an eye on that. Going to jump back here to Shiato and Polycott. Having an epic battle there. Of course, Andy Polycott should have been about 6 seconds up, I would reckon, on where he is now. So he's probably lost a position due to that small incident. No more than that, really, looking at the time differences there. Nathan Warren up now in P11. That's an epic job in that Bentley as well. They've all had some really good racing, and Mbugi has been massively impressive after being very unlucky. As I hear a Lamborghini, and that can only be Shelby. What happened to him there? Bus stop found another one. Yep. That's the second person to lose it at the bus stop. I tell you one thing, that Ferrari doing the savage avoid action there. That was brilliant. Was that Shiato? What was Shiato? I'd say he'd poo in his pants there with that one. But has made it through. Porkshov's had a moment. What happened there with Porkshov? Oh, the bus stop got him as well. Oh, wow. And JS now has got by Porkshov on track as well. Porkshov will have a fair bit of damage for that. That was a hefty impact. But he's keeping it going anyway, somehow. It's that steering issues, it is. It looks like it when he goes on. Yeah, he's having massive issues there. Oh my god. Yeah, that's huge steering issues. Oh, that is super unlucky. Is he going to just go for another lap with it? He might as well, I think, at this stage. He has not much time, though, between... Yeah, he needs to stay out and hope that he keeps ahead of Bagheera. Oh, my God, he is struggling. Bagheera only 3.5 seconds behind him now. Porkshov with the fastest lap, pole position. Oh, that was super lucky. That's 3 people now the bus stop has claimed this evening. Morris Boughton, though, is on his last lap, I would say now, if he's smart. Yes, he is. 10.3 seconds clear of JH Mystery. He done a one-stop strategy, and it's worked for him this evening. Only 6 seconds stopped. A difference there of about 26 seconds. So that's the difference between pitting for tyres or just doing a splash and dash. It's 26 seconds of a difference there. And Morris Boughton absolutely loving life. Porkshov is superly struggling now. What happened to him there in the bus stop? Just couldn't, yeah. He just can't turn. The poor dude. Oh no. He's doing his best to make it back though. Fair play to him. But I'm going to jump on now with Morris Boughton as he's coming around the penultimate. Let's go on board with him here. I'm sure we'll see a bit of flashing and a bit of shaking of the wheel, swerving, as Morris Boughton in round 3 is after taking an amazing win here at Watkins Glen. 60 minutes of Watkins Glen there. And across the line he goes now. Absolutely phenomenal stuff there. And that's the race win for Morris. I don't know if he's noticed that he's won the race. Brilliant stuff from him as JS then goes P2. Bagheera comes around in P3 now. Across the line. Park Show, will he make it to P4? Andriy Porshkov in P4. Okay, Pavlov comes around to P5. Pavlov did try an earlier stop than that, and one stop, but it just didn't work out for him this evening in P5. Aaron Holloway, P6. Then we've got Fabio Gallimani coming around in P7. Pryor, P8. Bergwell in P9. Batek in P10. Nathan Warren, though, looking to try to get Batek. Can Batek hold on to this on the last corner? Nathan Warren, though, carrying the speed. Oh, a bit of a touch. Oh, my... Batek. We'll have to look at that after. Oh, my God. Nathan Warren, P... Jesus Christ. P14. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is a disaster of an ending. He shouldn't have gone to the racing line, though. That was very, very tough for Nathan there. Shelby, though, does get by. That was absolutely craziness, but Morris Boughton is our race winner as he gets another lap in there, and the flash is now. And that is it. Will we get a donut out of him? He locks on the brakes hugely. Yeah, he's doing the donuts there. So Morris is going to celebrate with a few donuts there. And that Slav go then right behind him. And that's him. Well deserved, letting that out there. Well, that is it for tonight's proceedings. Yeah, that was absolutely unbelievable. Nail-biting stuff to watch as well. So that is that for in terms of this race. Next week and next Wednesday we are off to Snetterton for our sprint racing again. So 2 races of 30 minutes, 2 qualifying session of 10 minutes. Snetterton is a very, very technical track. It's all about start position there. Very, very tough to get by. I want to thank everybody who has watched this evening, anyone who watches it back. And yeah, guys, thanks very much for racing and choosing to race with Supercharged Motorsport. And we'll see you for the next one. Have a lovely night, and we'll see you soon.